But first, there are all kinds of collectors and collections out there. People collect paintings, guns, dolls, just about everything.
This story is about car collecting, and there are not likely many private collections in Maine that are bigger than one in Gardner. 207's Don Kerrigan got a first-hand look.
To some people, a '59 Ford retractable convertible might look ungainly. What's this like to drive?
Oh, it's just a big old boat.
For Peter Prescott, it brings back classic memories.
Yeah, I had a brand new '59. It was black with red leather. It was really cool.
Prescott's love for these old cars never stopped. As he became a successful business owner, he began to buy them. Do you ever look around here and say, I can't believe I did all this?
Every 25 hours a day. And no, I not only did it, I had to pay for it.
This is a nice looking little coupe here. Over some 50 years, Peter Prescott has amassed a car collection that might be larger than many museums. So big that he had to build this huge new building to hold them all.
So this is 1932, okay?
Yeah.
And the flatheads were made 32 to 53.
It all started with his love for old Ford cars with the first affordable V8 engines, called the Flathead.
See, that's a flathead.
Meaning what?
Okay, meaning that the valves are in the head, okay, because what took its place and why they stopped doing this is everybody went to overhead valve.
In particular, Peter decided to collect Ford Flathead V8 convertibles from these first ones in 1932 until they stopped production in 1953. You don't have every year.
I have every model convertible from 32 to 53.
Wow.
Every one that Ford ever made.
The numbers are amazing. Since cars weren't built during World War II, that would seem to be 19 convertibles. Except...
There's a 32.
Yeah.
There's a 32. There's a 32. And here's a 32. See? They're all they're all different.
In some years, he says, Ford made 6 different models of V8 convertibles. That's 45 in all, from sweeping black fenders to gleaming chrome to polished wood. Remarkably, they are all here. What is it that gave you the passion to do this?
I think from growing up in the 50s, because these are all of the years of 32 to 53 Fords. Ford was a big thing when I was a kid. I mean, that's what most everybody had. Now look at the...
And while those Ford convertibles are the centerpiece of his collection, there's more.
Now these Jeeps come complete. There's the grease gun.
World War II Jeeps built by Ford.
Supercharged like this one is.
Unusual old muscle cars, like a 1937 supercharged Auburn.
Before they would deliver the car to you, they would take it out and test it, and it had to do 100. This one did 100.6. These two are 1,025.
And recent showroom models with 1,000 horsepower.
And they're just rockets.
And even a few, yes, Chevrolets.
This is the Black Widow that was the drag racer by General Motors. See that one there? It's a 56 Chevy.
Peter says he has about 200 cars, which at some point became an unexpected problem.
It wasn't buying the cars, it's storing the cars. Didn't, because we just had a garage, so we stuck them in the garage. But then you get 6, and then it's getting tight, and you get 8, and then you gotta get another garage.
And until now, all those cars and trucks have been stored in 4 different buildings around Gardner. But the collection is now on the move, steadily filling up the new building he calls the barn. For the first time, Peter hopes his collection will all be under one roof.
Yeah, see, they're gonna put a front-end machine over
here. And there's even more to display. All the parts and pieces from a 1940s-era service station. Motorized bicycles that used to run on mile-long board tracks with no brakes.
All engine running.
See? Get a pretty good ride for a dime.
And even a collection of old dime rides, the kind that used to sit outside the grocery store. Peter says there was a time when they would fire up a car or two and drive to cruising nights to show them off.
It's a lot of fun to go riding because most people have never seen one. You know, all these old cars. So we used to go riding all the time, and I got to get back riding again, I guess.
And by appointment, he plans to let people come into the barn and see the collection, to appreciate the mechanics and design, the power and grace of these old classics. And for some to remember how, back in the day, they had one, or always wished they did.
That just leaves me kind of speechless. What an extraordinary collector.
There was a shot, truly, that if we were to play it back, it almost looked like they were like fake Matchbox cars that were all lining his building there. There were so many of them, and I love old cars because they have so much personality when you look at them.
They're just gleaming. They're in such exquisite condition.
Mm-hmm.
He's calling the new building Peter's Barn, and he's going to let small groups see the collection by appointment.
His collection will also be on display at the end of the month when the National Classic Car Rally event called the Great Race visits Maine for 3 days and ends in Gardner.